In this video, I'm going to do some harvest around my garden. So stay with me to see what I harvest. I'm going to first of all start with harvesting my New Zealand spinach just from the bed behind me. This is because I need the space to sow my next round of plants like spinach or beetroots or salad lettuces. So I'm going to take those New Zealand spinach from the bed behind me. This will give me some empty spaces where I can transplant those new round of plants that I have sown in the last couple of weeks. So let's go. That's my harvest of New Zealand spinach from my raised bed. So here's the raised bed now after the harvest of New Zealand spinach. And as you can see, a lot of space have now opened up for me to transplant my winter crops. I have some carrots in this bed that I sown a few weeks back, and they are now in good size, but there is still some spaces in between those carrot seedlings and my super hot chili plants that I can make use of. I'm going to harvest some tomatoes as well now because I can see a lot of my tomatoes have ripened. So it's a good idea to take off or harvest the ripe potatoes so that the energy can divert back to the other trusses. And also, if ripe tomatoes are in the plant and if it rains, a lot of the time those ripe tomatoes tend to split, so it's a good idea. And as you can see, I have a lot of ripe tomatoes ready to be harvested. So this variety I'm harvesting here is actually produces large number of fruit, and this variety is called Ildi. The writing on the package is a little bit confusing. I used to think the name of this variety was Ildel, but it's not in Ildel, it's Ildi. If you'd like to try growing it in the next season, you're welcome to, because I found that this variety does really well. And then this variety here next to Ildi is, I think, Outdoor Girl, and Outdoor Girl has been doing really well as well. The tomato size of the Outdoor Girl variety is sort of medium. What I've noticed is that these variety that I've decided to grow this year are actually disease resistant. Disease like blight resistant, and you want to grow the variety that are blight resistant in UK climate, because UK climate is quite wet, and if you're not growing blight resistant and if there is like 2-3 weeks of rain, constant rain, you'll start to get blight or fungal attack. So having the blight resistant variety is actually very helpful, because that means you don't have to worry about those disease and pathogens that might attack your plant. Mashallah. Given the weather we had this year, really grateful for the harvest that I'm getting this year. Is actually one of the worst summer in UK we've had in a while, and even throughout this really not so good summer, I am able to get some harvest of all of the plants that I'm growing. There you go, mashallah, a lot of ripe tomatoes. So I'm gonna go and harvest some zucchinis now, because I've seen some zucchinis that are ready to be picked. One thing to note on the zucchini is that you want to just keep on harvesting the zucchinis. to let the plant produce more. Because if one of your zucchini just goes to the gets old enough to produce seeds inside, then the plants tend to shut down on the production because they just think that their job is done for this season, and yeah, it just goes to stop producing any new zucchinis or flowers. So yeah, keep on just harvesting the zucchinis, and yeah, they're really fast producer as well. So I'm gonna pick some zucchinis. So mashallah, here's some zucchinis that are, it's a decent sized zucchini. And also at this time of the year, just keep an eye on your plant, because sometimes you'll see some of the leaves have powdery mildew and you want to just cut them off to lengthen your growing season. So that's my zucchini harvest for today. Pretty much every other day there's going to be some zucchinis ready to be harvested in my garden. Right, I've seen Chinese bottle gourd that I've been waiting on for a while to harvest. It's actually got a little bit larger than I'd like it to be, but I think it's about time for this to be harvested so the energy can flow in the other fruits to the other fruits. And yeah, I think it's here. Let's harvest this as well. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. MashaAllah. There you go. That's a large squash. Look at the size of it. It's, I think, about probably 4 kilo. Right, let's put that not on the basket because baskets will break. So let's put it here so that that can stay here. Right, let's go and harvest some cucumbers. So that's one of my two cucumber patch that I have in my garden, and this patch actually is now infected with powdery mildew. So I'll have to cut some leaves off from the bottom so that the disease doesn't spread too much. What I can do also is I can spray with some baking powder and some liquid soap with some vegetable oil, so that the powdery mildew will get cleared off the leaves. But I have some cucumbers that are ready to harvest that I'm going to harvest now. One of them. And we've been harvesting cucumbers pretty much from the beginning of the season because I grew cucumber plants in several steps. So I do early sowing, second early sowing, and then main crop, and then late crop. My late crop is actually, the plants are actually waiting to be transplanted into the ground, but I think it's becoming a little bit late now. So these cucumbers that I'm harvesting, these are actually my main crop cucumbers. My early sowing of cucumber plants are actually still producing because, like I said, we don't let the cucumber get too ripe on the plant so that the plant keeps on producing cucumbers. Similar to zucchinis, if you just keep on harvesting, the plant will keep on producing cucumbers. So this variety is actually one of my favorite. This is called dragon egg. This variety here is the La Diva. This actually was in between my trellis, and look at the funny shape that it went into. There you go, that's the harvest of cucumbers. There's so many that were ready in such a short time. So what I'm going to do now is, also I can see that I've got some chard that are ready to be harvested. So I'm going to harvest those chard as well right now because I want to free up more space for transplanting my second round of winter crops. So yeah, let's harvest those chard, and also maybe I'm going to take off the water spinach that I've grown on the other side. They didn't do very well this year, but yeah, I'd like to probably just take them out of this raised bed now so that I can make use of this space. Let's do that. So I've harvested now my water spinach. They're still in the ground. I need to separate them away from weeds. I've also harvested some chards from there. I actually decided not to harvest all of my chards from this bed because I think they are still looking healthy, and given that the weather is now cooling down, I think is going to allow for this plant to produce more leaves rather than going to bolt, which means like producing seed. So I'm going to leave those chards in the ground in this raised bed for now, so that I can prolong my harvest. I have quite a bit of space now available for transplanting my winter crops, so that is a win, quick win. Also, I can see that there's a lot of Chinese potholes are now ready to be picked, so I'm going to harvest the Chinese pothole as well, so that I can get one more harvest out of it before the plants dies off. So yeah, let's harvest the Chinese pothole. I'm on the harvest mood today, so I've just checked quickly the runner beans plant. These are the climbing variety plants that I have in my garden, so I can see quite a few runner beans are ready to harvest as well. So I'm going to harvest my runner beans as well. On the other bed, I also have some dwarf runner beans, and I think there is some dwarf runner beans there that are ready to be picked as well. So I'm going to do those quickly as well. So I'm growing two variety in here. I'm growing the green variety as well as the purple runner bean variety. So the green variety is called Cobra, and it is one of the variety that is actually awarded the RHS Award of Merit because of the high production that this variety produces. The purple variety is also good because due to the color, it allows you to see where the pods are, whereas for the green one it's a little bit harder. You have to actually, so I have few dwarf runner beans plants in here. I'm just going to harvest few of the dwarf runner beans that are ready. So I'm going to be harvesting some Malabar spinach now. The way we harvest Malabar spinach is either you can cut off the stem, that means you will produce even more stems, or you can cut individual leaves. I'd like to harvest the stems because then you get the stem and both the leaves as well that you can use in cooking. So that's what I'm going to do. So there you go, this is my harvest for today. I actually ended up having harvested quite a lot of vegetables in here, so just to quickly go over them now. So I have the runner beans, a couple of different varieties in here, purple and green varieties. I also have in there dwarf runner beans as well that I've harvested. I've got a few zucchinis in here. There are again different varieties. One is a cylindrical green zucchini, and then another one is a round one. I've got quite a lot of cylindrical cucumbers as well that I've harvested, and there's another variety of cucumber in here. These are dragon egg, and there's quite a few that I've harvested as well in here. All in all, it's a huge harvest for us today. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like, comment and subscribe to this channel, and also don't forget to hit the like button, and please do share the video. Thank you very much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.